Have a tenant on TikTok states that they rented out a room without their landlord knowing, and now I guess the tenant's subtenant, as we would call them, is not paying rent, doesn't know what to do. Hi, my name is Rob Wells. I'm the Landlord Warrior on TikTok and YouTube. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to our videos. Now, I warn landlords, I warn tenants. We call you master tenant in some areas, where you rent out a room to someone and then it doesn't go the way it's supposed to go. That tenant doesn't pay rent, they cause a problem, they violate the lease if you have a written lease, and so forth. I just was talking to a few landlords last week about the difference between renting out a room versus renting out an entire unit. And one of those issues, especially if you live in the home, is you're going to have to deal with problematic tendencies, such as, if there are personality differences or if your tenant doesn't pay rent. This could be a problem for this particular tenant that was trying to, probably, save on their housing costs, that type of deal, because their lease may prohibit assignment or subletting the property without their landlord's consent. And now, if this tenant went to their landlord and went, hey, my subtenant that, I shouldn't have had in the, per the rental agreement, now they won't leave. What do I do? That landlord could be given a 3-day notice to quit for violating that sublet provision. And now this tenant is going to be out of a home possibly, and maybe up in trouble with their landlord. So, and then plus they never got paid as well too. So, I always tell landlords, everyone, that if you're going to rent out rooms in a home, that type of deal, you probably need to exercise a lot of care, especially if you're living there, because it's easy to get someone in, but it's hard to get someone out. And sometimes people don't do what they're supposed to do, and they might have to hire a guy like me to help them get rid of them, basically. And I will warn tenants that rent out rooms, like this right here, the process is the same as if you rent out an entire home to someone. You have to go through the same process like your landlord would have to go through. Just because you rent a room out doesn't mean the process is any easier. And you'll find out, like a lot of landlords do, that it may take several weeks or months to get that person out of your home, even if they don't pay the rent. Because yes, you can do an eviction for non-payment of rent, but that process on average, it takes weeks, sometimes months to get through, depending on what county you're in and what rules and regulations you have to follow. So this is just a cautionary tale. Buyer or tenant, beware before you rent out a room. And if you don't know the rules or anything like that, you need to review those things and understand what the consequences are if a tenant doesn't do what they're supposed to do. So, if you're a landlord or if you're a tenant that's rented out a room and now you need help trying to get someone out of your home type deal, and you're in the Northern California area, feel free to reach out. We might be able to help out. Put your comments, questions down below. Until next time, folks, I'll talk to you then. Thanks.